Hello and welcome to this week's edition of On the Beat with KDJ, our Hudson Valley boys basketball show here on MSU Varsity. I am your host, Kevin Devaney Jr., and we're coming to you from Our Lady of Lourdes High School, last year's Section 1 Class B champions, off to a 6-0 start. They moved up to Class A this season, and a very big matchup on tap against Arlington High School here on Thursday night. A very unlikely hero is Stephen Collimer. We're going to be back at Clarkstown South on Friday night, sticking with Clarkstown South, hoping to have a little more MSUVarsity.com magic. We're going to have a live cast of their Friday night game against Spring Valley. Really, in my opinion, the biggest game of the season in Rockland County. Is Clarkstown South for real? They're 9-0. Are they a legit contender? Are they the best team in Rockland County? Spring Valley's going to have a lot to say about that. And of course, the biggest news of the week in the Hudson Valley, Matt Ryan, Iona Prep star, really the best player in the Hudson Valley, done for the year, tore his labrum in his right hip. It was an injury that was nagging him for a little while. We caught up with Matt Ryan this week, and he is devastated about his season being over. Joined here now by Matt Ryan, Iona Prep, and Matt, it's been a rough couple weeks for you now, and really rough last week. When you learned you're out for the season, what was your reaction, and how disappointed are you?
It's late in the game, but this would be the dagger. Time running down on the shot clock. Fernandez pass back to Green, who knocks down the three and gets fouled. Green would complete the 4-point play. He and Fernandez combined for 45 points in the game, so Right Country Day escapes with a 74-69 win over Brunswick.
Joined now by Tyler Fernandez. We know him as a scorer, but I think that pass you made to Salim Green was what really won that game. Just tell me what you saw there in that final play. And now on to the postseason, and being here at Tappan Zee High School, a shock to me from the preseason. This is a school I never imagined to get to the Section 1 playoffs before the year started. They graduated Joe Letizia, and I thought the program was in a rebuilding mode, and now here they are in the Section 1 hosting a Section 1 quarterfinal matchup. How much do you guys like people like me never predicting you guys to win, to not supposed to be here, and to not win a playoff game? How much do you guys enjoy being the underdog? And now we move on to Class A, and I'm going to say something that's never been the case, and at least in the last 50 years, the people I speak to, the team to beat in Class A is Eastchester. The Eagles looking for their first ever gold ball. Last year they made it to the county center for the first time in 30 years, losing to eventual champion Poughkeepsie in the semis, and now here they are standing. Not only are they the favorites to win, it would almost be disappointing if Eastchester did not win the Section 1 championship. We move on now to Class B, and if you're going to ask me what game I'm looking forward to most at the county center in 2 weeks, I'm going to tell you the Class B championship game. Look back last year, forget the shot. The best game at the county center last year was Lourdes beating Dows Ferry in overtime in the Class B championship game. Welcome back to On the Beat with KDJ, on the road for our Section 1 preview show. We are now at our final stop, Clarkstown South High School. Clarkstown South, the final team to get into the Class AA playoffs in Section 1. They made it in as a tiebreaker over Arlington. Arlington was in the driver's seat heading into Week 6. And then Clarkstown South got the gift. Carmel knocking off Arlington, put South and Arlington into a tie, and Clarkstown South winning the tiebreaker, they being the 8th and final team into the 8-team bracket.
Lead, but they have their first title since 1998.
Yeah, back to the boxing match analogy. There's a lot of guys just kind of dancing around the ring against each other, figuring out what we're going to do here, when we're going to make our punch, and Yorktown made their punch in the second half. They had a lot of mistakes in the first half to clean up, a lot of penalties, 9 of them in all before halftime. They were very lucky to only be down 7-0 at the break.
Just toughness.
That's all it is. It's all a guy has to do is go out there and be tougher than everybody else in the field, and you're going to have success. Brett Makar does it, and we saw him get better as this game went on. First quarter, ran the ball well. Fourth quarter, ran the ball so much better.
See, Tuckahoe takes on Millbrook, and ironically enough, these are two teams that just saw each other about a month ago.
Yeah, man, it's very rare in New York State that two teams that played each other in the regular season meet in the state playoffs, which is what we have now here with Millbrook and Tuckahoe. They met a month ago. Millbrook won the game 35-34, a wild back-and-forth game where Tuckahoe put up 500 yards of offense, and now they get to face Millbrook again in the state tournament. Yeah, if two teams that are 150 miles apart can be rivals, I think Troy and New Rochelle are. And that's really what happened last year when these two teams met in the state playoffs. They played this epic game, 20-14, Troy victory on their way to win a state championship in the semifinals. They beat New Rochelle. And, you know, New Rochelle's had 12 months to think about that loss. You know, they ran through Section 1 last year, very similar to how they ran through it this year. So the top storylines across the Hudson Valley, let's start with New Rochelle, defending Class AA champions in Section 1. They do return a nice nucleus of players. They graduate a core of seniors that led them to that championship after a 2-year drought. Jared Barron returns in the backfield. Jonathan Sadler going to come in, maybe going to play some quarterback. New Rochelle has not really identified how they're going to use Jonathan Sadler, a multi-versatile athlete that they have on both sides of the football. So there's our top 10. One of the teams in the top 10 was Yorktown, a team that just maybe scored a couple touchdowns in Yorktown. Not in our top 10 is Hen Hud, Nick Cunningham, the quarterback. Nick, tell me, you know, you look at that Yorktown. Was that a measuring stick even just for being a scrimmage?
Oh, yeah.